Laid Back Mickey here, and I'm gonna go over the top 3 selling trikes of all time. Let's check it out. So a lot of people ask me, what's your top selling trikes? And that's why we're doing this video, because I wanted to go ahead and tell you which ones are the top sellers and kind of why they are top sellers. Because there are many, many great trikes out there. You can get trikes from all over the world, from Germany, Australia, the Czech Republic, UK, US, it's all over the place. And people go, it's kind of confusing. I don't know which one to get. So can you help me? Which one do most people want? And here's the thing, we got like 30 different models in our store. And so you get here and you kind of get a little overwhelmed. And sometimes people go, can you narrow it down for me? What do most people like? The first thing when somebody comes in, I say, hey, why do you want a trike over a 2-wheel bike? Because once I know that, then I can go ahead and fit them in the right trike. So if you're not looking to race a trike and go super fast, maybe we can get rid of the Trike 700, the VTX by Ice, right? Maybe we can get rid of the Aero by Greenspeed, because those are super low to the ground and maybe you don't want to sit low. The reason why people go into these 3 trikes, or why these 3 made the top 3 sellers of all time, I think, well, let's talk about the Rambler. People come in and the first thing they do is they sit in it and they go, hey, this feels like I'm sitting in a chair at my table. It's easy to get in and out of. So I think that's one reason why a lot of people like to go with the Rambler style frame. Easy to get in and out. And a lot of people, once they start, looking at trikes, and the reason why people look at trikes is there's a reason why they're not gonna ride a bike. Like for me, it was bad back, bad neck. But maybe it's balance issues, and getting down low to the ground is gonna be too much for them. So they want something they can just sit in and get out.
If you want to see more recumbent trike videos, subscribe so you don't miss out.
Now, the Rambler has been around for, I don't know, maybe about a decade. I was selling Ramblers back at the beginning when they first brought them out. They had the Rover, then the Rambler, and the Rambler was an amazing trike. Well, it kind of replaced their Tour 2. The Tour 2 stayed around, but the Rambler sold so well that they pretty much went with the Rambler for many years to come. There's a few iterations of it, meaning that they changed it up a little over the years. So I remember the first one was more of a cross design. It had a straight bar in front and then a long bar in back. The frame design hasn't changed a lot, except for it went to a Y frame up front so you don't get heel strike. So they made an improvement there. Also, they put a new gusset in the middle for more strength so it could handle a heavier rider. So it could handle a light rider or a heavier rider. Now, here's a reason why the Rambler is such a good seller, because the boom can move in really far. So it could fit somebody pretty short. And also the boom can move out far. Now, on a lot of trikes, you can't have the boom move in like a whole foot because the angle of the trike doesn't allow that boom to go far before there's a new upward turn. This design has been very popular for the last decade. Now, the other cool thing is they used to sell this with 20-inch wheels. But they went to 24-inch wheels a couple years ago. Well, they first start with the all-terrain. The all-terrain is their off-road Rambler frame. And then they went with the Rambler Wide. The Rambler Wide's a little wider, has a wider seat. It's also a pretty comfortable trike, and it has a nice wide stance. But as far as economics, the Rambler is probably one of the least inexpensive quality, higher seated trikes that you can get. That and the Villager. That's the #1 selling trike of all time, especially for Terra Trike. It's been a great seller. And then they brought out, maybe, I think about 4 or 5 years ago, the Gran Turismo. The Gran Turismo is a faster trike. So you notice this is higher, right? You can't go fast on the turns on a higher trike. You're gonna tip over if you go too fast. You gotta go slow, take it slow. It's like an SUV. And so SUVs, you don't race like a Porsche 911. You take it slow on the turns. You can go fast on straights, but you take it slow on the turns. Also, when you're sitting higher, you don't have the same aerodynamic as you would a lower trike. It's a little bit more wind. So you're gonna feel that. A little bit, this is more mountain bike style. As far as the Gran Turismo frame, the Gran Turismo frame is a little lower. So we're talking about 18 inches here, and we're talking about 15 inches here. So it's about 3 inches lower. Now you may go, well, that's gonna be harder to get in and out of. Well, they sell grab handles that you could get in and out of it easy, but it's more performance oriented. It has 20-inch wheels on the front, a 24-inch rear wheel, and that allows for you to have the speed of a bigger wheel in the back. It has a frame that dips down, a rear triangle that is nice and rigid so it can handle those turns a little bit faster. It's about the frame design. The frame design is what gives you the different type of performances. The Gran Turismo sits a little lower and it's more performance oriented, but you don't have to spend, $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 on a performance trike. You can spend, $2-3 grand and get a nice Gran Turismo and spend about $5 grand and you're gonna get a Gran Turismo with a motor. So a lot of people that want that performance but don't want to spend a lot of money, they go into the Gran Turismo. This one here, Gran Turismo, you can get it with or without a motor. Same thing with the Rambler. Any of the Ramblers, the Rambler All-Terrain, the Rambler Wide, you can get it with the motor or without. But let's go over to one of my favorites, the Cat Trike 559. People go, what does 559 stand for? It's pretty much just the size of the rear wheel, which is a 26-inch rear wheel or 559 centimeters. And that trike performs great. It's about another 1.5 inches lower than the Gran Turismo, so it's a little lower. Also, you can get grab handles. It's aerodynamic, but yet it's not as low as like a Trail or Expedition or 700, so it's easy to get in and out of, but it performs so well, it's so comfortable. It's a long wheelbase. You feel the comfort of a long wheelbase on a long ride. And the cool thing is, it's folding. And so when Cat Trike started doing their folding trikes, amazing. Everybody wanted one. The nice thing about 559, along with many of the other Cat Trike models, is they came out with an electric vehicle option as well. And so you can get the Bosch motor on the 559. If you're not into the mountain bike style handlebars, you're gonna go the road bike style handlebars that Cat Trike has. But also, when you think road bikes, you think more performance. You think faster, and it's true. The Cat Trike is gonna be a faster trike. It's gonna handle better at faster speeds, especially if you're going downhill. And that's something that you want to think of is if you still have that aggression in you and go, yeah, I like to go, 20, 25 miles per hour and have it be stable. Yeah, get into a little lower trike that will handle that. But it's not so low that you can't get in and out of it, especially when you get especially the new grab handles by Cat Trike. Check out that video. It has been a top seller because it's not as expensive as their full suspension trike. And it's not like their Villager that sits up higher like this. Like if you're gonna go into a higher trike like this, you're cruising. You're just having fun and you're just enjoying the ride. But if you want a little bit more performance, that is why, and it's a great price too. It's been in the top 3 for the last, 8 or 9 years. So these are the top 3, your Cat Trike 559, your Rambler style frame from Trike, and also, again, from Trike, Gran Turismo.
If you like these videos and you want to learn more about recumbent trikes, go ahead and download our free trike buying guide. It's in the description below.